As always, YouTube, we got our number one investigative journalist, Zebby. You know, he's up there with my dog, Omar. You feel me? We got the big names and the new files. You know what I'm saying? The X-Files, one could say. As always, I'm a little like. Make sure you turn our noti bell on. You know what I'm saying? As always, the main man Slide on your timeline to procure you some excellent content. Without further ado, though, let's hop straight into it.
All right, let's talk about the Epi files, namely the big names that you probably know that are in the documents. Donald Trump, of course, in the documents. Yep. William Gates, aka Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jay-Z, Pusha T. And then we're gonna talk about some dude named Howard that's named in the documents. You probably don't know.
Isn't he like a defense guy?
But you will after this. But
he
first,
should be
to
important,
understand all of this, what you have to know is the Department of Justice under Donald Trump had a problem. You see, the United States Congress passed a law saying, y'all got to release those files. The Department of Justice said, all the files? Congress said, yeah. Did I stutter? So after a bunch of
a question mark,
the Department of Justice said, okay,
all the files.
Here's half the documents. And that's what you got. Those were the files that were recently released. 3 million pages.
Yeah, it was like 3
6 million pages. Congress said, didn't we say release all the documents? The Department of Justice excuse was they're trying to protect victims. I'm not even going to insult you with the Department of Justice reasons for not releasing the other half of the files. But let's just say Congress
they just didn't want
is apparently trying to get the rest of the files released. But in this half of the files, like we said earlier, you got some big names, starting with Elon. Now remember, Elon Musk said, I ain't never spoke to that.
He was claiming he never wanted to be there. He never wanted anything to do with him. And now people are making skits about it. He was just, hello, Mr. X. You know, I just thought I was going to be in the area. Maybe you'd like to invite me. Like,
that dude Epstein, he tried to invite me to the island. I said, no. Donald Trump, though, y'all should check on him. Well, turns out in the files, there is email correspondence between Elon and Jeff Epps. Elon basically saying, yo, when can I fall through to the island? When can I pull up? Elon emailing him
multiple times.
And this is after it came out that Jeff Epps was committing those heinous crimes.
Oh,
and I want you to take special note of that.
You say,
here's a side note. Jeff Epps, around 2005, that's when it came out that he was committing heinous.
It's like a year before I was born, bro. This is extra recent.
Acts. That's when you see a bunch of billion.
I'm like a grown man, but like, jeez.
Politicians come out and say, oh, that's when I stopped talking.
He's been in the game for too long.
That's when I cut him off. But again, Elon hitting him up like 2012 saying, yo, it's Christmas time. Can I come to? Elon saying this. The wildest parties you got? What's the wildest parties you got? He said, me and my wife, his wife.
Yeah, it could be like dog whistling or like some type of like code.
The time trying to pull up. And what's kind of embarrassing, when Elon last messaged Jeff Epps, Elon was like, yo, man, can't wait. Is the heli coming? Like, Jeff Epps responded to him saying, look, man, I'm not finna be at
I'm sorry, buddy.
Like, you can't come. I'm gonna be in New York. Boy got rejected by a weirdo. Elon tripping. And speaking of tripping, let's talk about William. I've been told y'all about William. So according to the files, Jeff Epps is basically like drafting an email.
Shout out Microsoft.
To himself, detailing the stuff about William Gates, saying William Gates messes with Russian girls. He's stepping out on his wife with these Russian girls. And
I heard about this actually.
He got a disease, which he then gave to his wife. And now he wants Jeff Epps to give antibiotics to his wife secretly. And he said, the whole time Bill Gates over here, tears in his eyes, trying to beg me this and that. Boy, stop it. If you could cry, you can walk to the bank. Because the only way I ain't telling nobody about this is if you give me a house. Jeff Epps, I know, loved him some blackmail. Now,
well, besides that, like, I think blackmail's corny. Besides that, it's like, that's L husband. Why would you feel the need to step out of your marriage, one? And two, especially because, like, I feel like cheating is lame, especially because, like, you always have the option to just break off a relationship. Like, you always have the option of honesty. So cheating in and of itself is lame, but when you're married, it's even lamer. And then to take it to the fact that he got something from somebody and then didn't come clean and then passed it on to his wife without, like, technically that was done unconsensually. Because if I knew that information, we wouldn't be in a situation we're in. It's like if somebody hits you up to, like, you know what I'm saying? Some random dude or woman or whatever you're interested in hits you up to have relations. Y'all are having relations, and then they tell you, yeah, I'm actually your twice removed cousin. This is assault. This is information I would need to know, because now it's like, is this really consensual? Because had I known, bro, this wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? You'd have been got divorced.
Mind you, Bill Gates denies all this stuff. Elon Musk denies this stuff. But it's kind of tough to deny because these are emails that the FBI acquired. Now, here's why I said that, because here's where things start to get wicked. What I just told you about Bill Gates and Elon Musk is regarding what they found in Jeffrey Epstein's email. But
hey, this man mad. I don't want the SUVs parked outside. He's kind of, he has like, I have not seen like, I'm gonna be honest. There's generic builds for every race. And it's like, I've seen a lot of people. So it's like, I can see you and go, oh, I met like a guy that looks like you. His build, Zevy's build's pretty unique. I don't see builds like this often. He don't have like a bad build. But like, I just don't see builds like this often. So I would reckon we're not from the same area. But like, I have not seen a pull like this in a minute. That's how you know he's older. Like, these builds of human don't exist at like no more. You get what I'm saying? Very rare build. I've not ran into one person with this build. This face scan. You feel me?
Donald Trump, Pusha T, and Jay-Z, who we're about to talk about right now,
well, maybe
they don't show up in emails. They show up in allegations. Basically, people
it's
come
not
out
confirmed.
Saying, yo, I saw Donald Trump, Jay-Z, Pusha T doing this. I saw them when I went to this party.
Well, emails confirms it. There's a connection.
People detailing in graphic account what they were told to do with Donald Trump. People detailing the fact that Donald Trump had wild parties of his own. As for Pusha T and Jay-Z, it's a similar situation. But as far as we know, they show up one time in the files with one
and
accuser.
It's purely allegations.
1994, she saw
with no
Jay-Z
evidence
at a
either.
party. Harvey Weinstein was there, and they both. And how they got to these parties in the first place is because of people like Pusha T, who the accuser called a handler. They go on to say Pusha T.
And then people went on to say like, there's something about the Kanye joint where he was like, I know people who went to that island. Like, why would you go to that island?
Would give them stuff to make them really sleepy, and then they would wake up at these parties. Now, besides all the big names I mentioned to you, there are plenty of other names in these files.
It's 3 million
Many
files,
people
bro.
in Donald Trump's
only
circle,
half.
politicians alike. But there's one politician I want to highlight for you, and that's Howard Lutnick, your Secretary of Commerce. You see,
he was
Jeff Epps' next door neighbor. So a few years back, I guess he felt like he had to explain himself.
Position.
So he goes on and does an interview. This is when it was all popping about Jeff Epps. He came out and said, look.
Yeah, I seen the interview, and he was like, yeah, man, I never talked to him after that. My wife told me to stay away from him. I knew I was never going to be, like, vibing with this type of guy. And then, like, you see the email, and, like, the emails after the interview, and he was like, yo, when can I show him next?
All that stuff about Jeff Epps in the news, just because I was his neighbor, let me start by saying I got nothing to do with it. And when I tell you, he was being this boy should be an actor.
He's calling him sick.
Oscar, because he was
talking about his wife.
That his name was even mentioned in the same sentence. He said, don't mention my name with that man. The interviewer said, you serious? He said, damn straight. He said, let me tell y'all something. I went over to introduce myself to Jeff Epps. Me and my wife was there.
Yeah,
we knocked on the door. We said, hello. Boom. Jeff Epps opened the door. We said, hey, we saw a massage table in the middle of the room. That was weird. So we said, Jeff Epps, you like getting massages or something? Jeff Epps leans over and says, I love massages, but he was weird with it. Like, we thought it was weird, me and my wife. And then we said, okay, Jeff, we're going to leave. We looked at each other and we promised we would never be in the same room with Jeff Epps. They found him in the files.
That boy was capped out.
Howard in the files emailing Jeff Epps saying, when can I pull up? When can I pull up to the island? Matter of fact, dude's wife was emailing Jeff Epps too. Just in case you didn't get our last message, could we pull up? We want to bring our friends Mary and Matthew. They named them too. They said they trying to bring the whole fam. Could we pull up? I was guffawed when I tell you in his interview.
You feel me, bro? Straight baffling.
He should win an Oscar, but honestly,
perplexing.
Maybe he was a little too passionate in the interview. Like he not Denzel.
Yeah,
you know
it gives off fake.
You know, somebody puts on a little too much fire.
You think they lying?
What I felt like my opinion in the interview Howard was doing. So I wasn't surprised to see his name listed in those emails. So what comes next? Well, the crazy part to me is these were, again, half of the files. So the half that they didn't want to show you, ooh, it must be bad. And what it seems like is the Department of Justice is trying to say, look, we gave you half of the files. They're pretty big, right?
That's
so just
enough.
leave us alone. I'm genuinely curious to know.
I've heard that too. Like, the mindset is like, oh, we're being compliant with the law. Like, we good, right? and like, you know, people are meeting it with like outrage, at least to the extent of like that's the bare minimum. Comply some more.
That would work. It seems like people want it all. So let's just wait and see. Side note, if y'all remember, the FBI under Donald Trump came out earlier and said there ain't no names on the file. Y'all just imagining things. There's no list.
Straight cat. Under oath, by the way.
We're here now. And it seems that there was a list. So somebody's lying. And to go further, just remember, files mean nothing if people aren't brought to justice. I'm curious to see what happens next. Like,
replication,
but if nobody is...
Repercussions, investigations, all of that is necessary because like you're not protecting nobody. It's like people have like been calling out like, oh, this person is sick, this person is sick. Like I seen something with Nikki, and she was like, oh yeah, they're sick people, they're da da da. The calls coming from inside the house, big dog. You know,
pursuing no government organization is pursuing this information. Then what do? We just look at the files. These people did all this, and then we just move on. Well, I think the American people are past that point, and I think I could speak for everyone when I say we demand justice. Now, this is just the first look over people have had over these documents. Remember, it's millions upon millions.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while for the layman who's not too invested to like really like get deep enough to like get a deep-seated desire to like bring it to resolution.
So when more information comes out, then I'll be sure to let you know.
Appreciate you. Happened to my eye, it was swelled up because of an oil gland. Hey, okay. I just realized too, because I'm like, why are his eyes uneven? It was throwing me off just a little. I was ignoring it though. Shout out the dog Zevi. As always, make sure y'all boys stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. Yeah, as always, I'll catch you in the next. Peace.